We're back. The Ralphcast, the podcast, the TV show. I'm Ralph Strangis, and first, little business to clean up from last week. There was an error in my commentary, and I fixed it in the publishing, but I didn't fix it in the Ralph stack on the video because to go back in and re-edit and repost was too tough. And so what I did was I put a note on the post, but I wanted to say again, I said that Jake Ottinger has not been out of the second round for 3 straight years. Jake Ottinger has not won a series past the second round in the last 3 years. Of course he's been out of the second round the last 3 years. He's been in 3 straight conference finals. I miswrote it, I misread it, and I didn't notice it until after it was published. So, apologies. In journalism and in reporting, we admit when we are wrong. That is the difference between our business and others. Okay, so now moving into this week, what a show. We've got my friend, Sports Sturm, is on the show with me, Bob Sturm from Sports Radio 1310 The Ticket, and in a special 25-question, sure, why not, or no dice, we're going to have a little game show with Bob and talk about all kinds of sports stuff with a heavy emphasis at the end on the Dallas Stars. We also have football today, and so in the Ralph stack, as we are at opening night, Cowboys-Eagles, I'm going to do a little post on the commentary is on football, the NFL, what it means to start a new season, some of the television stuff that's happened over the years, and just sort of a general post. And aren't we so excited? And so now, without further ado, let's get into it. Here we go with Sports Sturm. Okay. So here's the deal, Bob. I've sort of Ralph and Bob proofed this thing today because you and I, when we get together, we can just go and go and go, and it's fun. But the next thing you know, it's 3.5 hours later, and the people have long turned away.
That's right.
So I always respect the way you handle your show and to move from segment to segment to segment to keep interest. So today, I
don't like doing that, by the way.
Pardon?
I do it because I don't like doing that. I have to do it. There's commercials to play, you know. I want to be verbose, but I will abide by any house rules here by Ralphie Boy.
Yeah, these are the house rules, okay? Because I like being verbose too. The answers to these are sure, why not, or in Jeff Spicoli land, no dice. Okay, so the answers to these, I've got 25 of these. All right. And then we can chat a second. But if they're just yes or no, or, if you feel like moving, we'll move. Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay, so it's sure, why not, okay? Or no dice, okay? All right. Bill Belichick will win at least 6 games this season.
No dice.
Bill Belichick will be at North Carolina next season.
Sure, why not?
Okay, all right. See, we moved on from what? Do we have any comments on? I didn't see the bit on Jordan. What was Jordan doing down on the sidelines, by the way?
That's a great question, and who can say? But to the first 2 questions, I would say proof of concept here. On the field, there was no proof of concept that they actually can win football games. Yeah. However, the great Bill Belichick has good lawyers, and the money is guaranteed. So he will be back to collect more of that next year. But whether they're going to collect wins on the field, it seems a little less guaranteed by the lawyers. Lawyers can't guarantee football wins. At least we don't believe so. And therefore, I'm a little skeptical whether he can make this thing happen. It's all about the quarterback, Ralphie. That's how football works.
Oh boy.
And
we're going to get to that.
They don't seem to have one. Okay.
No, that's true. All right. Number 3. Texas will be in the college football playoffs.
Oh, absolutely. Sure, why not? Absolutely.
Sure, why not? Okay, even after Texas Rangers. There's 12 now. So that's what
teams.
It was a tougher question 2 years ago. But after their opening loss, you're not scared.
No.
Okay. All right. The Texas Rangers will make the playoffs.
No dice. They are incredibly pesky, but they're running out of players. And so Seattle would have to absolutely fire everybody if they lose to a team that has no players left.
Okay. Dallas Cowboys will make the playoffs this year.
I don't believe they will be making the playoffs.
No dice. No dice. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Do you like the edgy new
things have happened.
Do you like the edgy new format?
Yeah, this is very edgy. This is very edgy. I should have written down my two choices, but
Yeah.
but I will go no dice on that one.
No dice for the Cowboys making the playoffs.
I mean, it could be close, and I haven't lost all hope, but they seem to be a team that's playing for next year. So how can I believe more than they do?
Novak Djokovic will beat Carlos Alcaraz Friday.
Possible, but no dice.
No dice. Okay.
This is a three-man sport, but the third, our dear Novak, who's 38, is still in tier one because every other male player in the world is like on tier three. Right. Tier two is vacant. And so, but tier one is a distant first and second with Sinner and Alcaraz.
I'm going to put Fritz in tier two. He might be a tier two. Last night, he was a little bit game last night. He gets it to 5-5 there in the fourth set. Who knows? But I think he's the only guy in the next level. I know, against him. I know. Nobody beats him. That was going to be the old Vitas Gerulaitis. You remember that one?
And Novak's or Fritz's issue is he throws into coverage like when he gets panicky. When he gets panicky, he does crazy things. Like he's rookie quarterback, and I'm sorry, I can't trust you.
You know what Vitas Gerulaitis said after he finally beat Jimmy Connors after losing to him 16 times in a row? Do you know what he said? He said, nobody beats Vitas Gerulaitis. Nobody beats Vitas Gerulaitis 17 times in a row. So next time, classic. When Taylor Fritz wins, he'll say nobody beats Taylor Fritz 12 times in a row. All right, Yannick Sinner will beat Carlos Alcaraz in the final. Sure, why not? Or no dice?
I believe I will go sure, why not?
Okay, Sinner.
I feel like Sinner is, on hard courts, the number one.
Micah Parsons will record at least 14 sacks for the Green Bay Packers this year.
14's high, man.
It is high. It's just
that one's going to be. That's Vegas really sets a good number here. Sure, why not? Let's have fun.
All right, okay. The Green Bay Packers are a playoff team.
Sure.
Why not? The Minnesota Vikings. Yeah. The Minnesota Vikings are a playoff team.
I think they're playing for the same playoff spot, to be honest, because I think the North gets 2 and the West gets 2. And I got to see McCarthy play a little more. So
yeah, right.
I'm gonna say a very, very, very tepid. Sure, why not? But with not a lot of conviction there. I wish you gave me a middle ground.
I'm actually right. Well, that's why sure, why not isn't absolutely. Sort of like okay. J.J. McCarthy will throw at least 25 touchdowns. I don't know. I want to know what Sports Sturm thinks.
No Addison for 6. Is it 6 weeks?
3. DUIs are only 3 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. Good point.
I don't know what the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys have that translation chart, but
yeah. 25 is doable. Sure, why not?
Okay. The Minnesota Vikings will win a Super Bowl in Ralph's lifetime.
Sure, why not, Ralph?
Hey, thank you. Right? When Jerry Jones dies, the Cowboys will be in better hands.
Sure.
Yeah?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah. I've always believed that. It feels extremely mean to say it, but you led me into it, so sure, why not?
Okay, well, that's what I wanted to do. Let's see. What was the other one? Oh, Luka Doncic will win at least one championship with the Lakers.
Yes, sure, why not?
Okay. All right.
I believe so.
The first $1 billion player contract will be signed within the next 5 years.
Well, we got the 700 with Ohtani.
Yeah.
5 years?
This is a tricky show, Bob. You can't just show up like you do in talk on your radio show.
Right.
You have to come in here with.
So you give me any sport though.
Any sport. Yeah, in the world. I'm going to do that too.
Yeah. Boy, you just allowed soccer.
Is there a $1 billion player contract in the next 5 years? Sure, why not? Or no dice?
I feel like that's the outer rim, so I'm going to say no dice in 5 years.
Okay.
I feel like 10, yes.
Now our finishing questions all have to do with the Dallas Stars. Are you ready?
Okay, yeah.
The Dallas Stars will re-sign Jason Robertson and not trade him. Yeah, it's tough.
I will say no dice. Well, yeah, I will say they will trade him.
They will trade him.
Yeah.
They won't re-sign him. Okay, all right.
Right. And by the way, I might be dead wrong.
Yeah, but, well, that's the...
That's the game.
That's the game.
That's the game.
So, so you're saying the Stars are going to trade Robertson?
I would trade him. I would not pay him. So therefore, I'm going to swim against the stream of all the analytic types who have told me he's the greatest defensive forward of all time.
I'm with you.
Amateur.
I'm with you.
So sorry.
I'm with you. Listen, I think they should. I don't know if they will, but I think they should trade. Okay. Dallas. Okay, here's the next one. The Dallas Stars will have a better regular season record this year than last.
Well, man, regular season though, it's tough to go to the whip for the regular season all the time, but you'll have a lot of Miro and a lot of Miko. Sure, why not? Sure, not a strong conviction though.
All right, the Dallas Stars will have a better playoff run this year than last, meaning they will get past the conference final. Or in the conference final, they'll win more than, was it one game? What did they get beaten 5 or 6?
5. It was 6 last year and 5 this year. We actually went backwards, Ralphie.
Yeah. Will they go further than the conference final this year?
I mean, or if we're going to play the odds, I got to say no dice, because the odds would suggest they're actually due to not make the Western Conference Finals, because doing it 3 times in a row is hard. 4 times is ridiculous, and they would have to do it a 4th straight year.
Okay. Dallas Stars will make a Stanley Cup final under Glenn Gulletson. Aren't these good questions, Bob? Bob, aren't these?
I want to believe, Ralphie. I want to believe, but boy, that's a lot. That's a lot in a McKinnon-McDavid conference and
a Marner conference. It's a Marner conference now too.
Yeah, it's now a Marner conference too, and maybe they missed their window. I want to believe, but I don't believe. No dice.
Okay, the Dallas Stars will win a Stanley Cup with Jake Ottinger.
See, now you're being mean.
You like my mug? Do you like my mug, Bob?
Oh, that's a great mug. Wow. That's a Hall of Fame level mug right there.
It's a Hall of Fame mug.
I'm going to say I would have to be consistent that this was probably also a no dice. I guess we're going to need to see some hard evidence. We are men of science here, and
yes, we are.
We've seen this experiment enough times to say I'm going to have to become a little more cynical and a little less of a homer here to remain credible, because we've seen this enough times to say, again, we need proof of concept here to fully get behind the entire operation right now.
Okay, those are the questions. Those are the questions on my sheet.
Okay.
So, all right. So how I'd like to wrap up here is I'd like Sports Sturm to tell me, as we're on the cusp of the football season here, who are the big boys? Do you have a way too early Super Bowl favorite? The general landscape of the NFL right now. Just I'd like 60 seconds from Sports Sturm on what we're going to see in what will be reported to be an over $30 billion betting action on the NFL this year. Dear Lord, who do you like? What do you like? And where are we going here?
Well, I like an Eagles return. I don't like the Eagles, but the Eagles have very few weaknesses and a lot of depth, and they're very convincing. They do have a new offensive coordinator, so there's a little question there, but their offensive line is nails. Their defensive line is great. Not sure about their edge, but I really like the Eagles. I really hate the Eagles, and I really like the Eagles to run through the NFC because I don't think the NFC is that good. I'm a little worried about Detroit. I think Green Bay has to prove it. The 49ers have to prove it. So the Rams could be tough, but you're putting so much on Matt Stafford being healthy the whole season. So the NFC, I think, is the Eagles to lose. I don't buy the Commanders at all. Sorry. And then in the AFC, it's the same old. But I'm gonna keep believing in Josh Allen and the Bills until I get it through my head that they're never going to win it. And so I think the Chiefs are going to need to seriously reload the skill positions, and that might require a Kelsey retirement to take that fully seriously. And the Ravens are not. I mean, they're better than the Cowboys, but they have the same Cowboy sort of DNA in the playoffs with Lamar as the Cowboys with Dak, and so. I'm going to lean Bills Eagles in the Super Bowl, and that was probably more than 60 seconds. But now you're going to say, "But who wins?" And let's go Bills. I don't know.
Wow,
I can't even convince myself that's a great pick.
Now, the Bills fan base, I can relate to. The Vikings and the Bills fan bases are about as close, I would say, as you can get in terms of not winning championships, being close. Right. Seemingly always around it, and getting some gut punches in playoff games. So
no doubt
they're kind of my cousins, which is funny because Buffalo and Dallas, Buffalo and the Stars have a whole different thing. But they're my cousins that way. So well, listen, Sports Sturm, I am so happy that you made time in your schedule to join us. Now, I didn't say it like that. This is the first time I've asked you, and you said yes in 2 seconds. So
yeah, man.
So thank you. And and I will see you in Dallas for the Hall of Fame, or if not before for a Vikings Packers game somewhere. I don't know. We had our trip last year. See whatever's next. Hey, thanks.
I'm in, and it's an honor to be with you, and certainly miss hanging out with you. But we'll get together real soon. And congratulations once again.
Thanks, Bob. Finally, in today's Ralph Stack, as the man once said, "Are you ready for some football?" Woo! Today is both an anniversary and the start of a new season, as the NFL kicks off tonight, September 4th, 2025, with the world champion Philadelphia Eagles hosting the Dallas Cowboys. It was September 4th, 1994, when the fledgling Fox network first went on the air after they outbid CBS for the NFC television package. Rupert Murdoch bet the future of the network on the NFL, and the returns have been incalculable. At the time, Fox talked about recruiting new and younger audiences for football, but that was a canard. Sure, they had Transformer-type robots and interesting graphics, but Fox hired all the old CBS broadcasters and crew and staff, and everything looked and sounded about the same. Fox did very little in those early years for the NFL, because that's not how any of this works. So what was really happening then? Well, Rupert Murdoch bought the NFL's eyeballs and used the play to solidify his broadcast empire. Sports TV 101 then. When a broadcast entity like Fox buys the rights to broadcast NFL football, they're not buying football. They're not buying the teams. They're not buying the NFL. They're buying the audience. The audience is the commodity we buy and sell in television, and nobody has a bigger and more sought-after audience than the NFL. The league recruits fans from every corner of the globe and every segment of the population, then licenses those eyeballs to broadcast entities so that they can charge for advertising. So Fox was able to promote their new network, collect ad revenue, and promote new shows like The Simpsons and 24, and ultimately their affiliated networks like Fox News and their local station programming. And this is still happening today. Think about it. How big is Amazon? Pretty big, right? Well, Amazon needs the NFL. They pony up $1 billion a year over an 11-year contract to do one game a week. Amazon isn't close to as big as the NFL, but they would very much like the NFL's audience, and they pay big money for it. Netflix is doing the same too now. See how this works? So your friends who tell you nobody watches the NFL or that Taylor Swift stuff is going to bring the league down, etc. No fucking way, all right? The NFL is a kingmaker for so many stakeholders. And tonight, for so many, including you and me, it's the best day of the year. Here's some of the reasons why they're it when it comes to television and sports television. At the risk of oversimplifying, a sports league's commissioner gains and keeps power by his ability to negotiate a management-friendly CBA and lucrative TV rights deals. Check and check. Goodell's reign has brought unparalleled success for the NFL, and the media deals are insane. The NFL now owns a 10% equity stake in ESPN, valued at billions, as a result of their most recent deal that gives the worldwide leader control of the NFL Red Zone, which will now have commercials. Yikes! We'll keep an eye on that one, as fans are already organizing for mass boycotts. So there's that. But there's also the return of the #1 show in primetime television for the last 14 years, Sunday Night Football, and its accompanying Football Night in America. In fact, 2024 saw their best numbers in a decade, averaging 26 million total viewers. Then there's Joe and Troy and Monday Night Football, which after years of ESPN trying to manage the revolving door at the booth, they finally figured it out again. Monday Night Football draws about 15 million a game on the main cast. That's close to what it did in 2023. And it was the second best season last year in the 20-year history of ESPN with the property. Then we get the Sunday afternoon slates with CBS and Fox, and it's kind of a weird time for booths and both networks, as they're in between old and new, both broadcast formatting and the broadcasters themselves, but no matter. Most people don't tune in for who's announcing the game. Now, the NFL has built a bulletproof league. People watch no matter who's playing or who's announcing or who's carrying the game. Think about your own NFL watching habits and how they've changed, and how the NFL has forced you to change, forced you to spend and keep spending just to watch. Back in my day, there was network TV, and we got a noon game and a late game, and if Met Stadium sold out, we'd get home Vikings games on television. Then in 1970, we got Monday Night Football, and that's how it stayed for years. Then in the early 90s, DBS, Direct Broadcast Satellite, merged with DirecTV, and we got Sunday Ticket. So we all bought that, or most of us who are NFL junkies did. Fast forward to 2025. I have YouTube TV now for network, cable, and Sunday Ticket broadcasts. I have ESPN, the app. I have Prime, Netflix, and Hulu to make sure I'm covered to watch. I have Sirius XM radio in my car, NFL Network on in the background at home, and I can't get enough. The NFL is also unique when held up to other major sports because of the perfect nature of their schedule. There's a limited number of events with time between each team's games for reflection on what just happened and anticipation for what's next. It's an easy league to watch, to bet on, and to follow. Technology developed and deployed makes it a beautiful in-home watching experience. It's not quite as good at the site, is it? And that's quite on purpose. You see, an NFL stadium is basically a soundstage for a live television taping with a studio audience in the tens of thousands. Yeah, they'll take the ticket and the beer and the parking money to be sure, but they're in it for the TV cash. They've never taken their eye off that ball. They're unlike all other sports leagues here, especially the NHL, with respect to their revenue priorities. The league has made fundamental changes to the core of their game to keep skilled players healthier and keep the game super entertaining. And they do all this in broad daylight, almost begging the other sports leagues to copy them if they can. But they can't, because the NFL is unique and they make very few mistakes. And tonight, game 1 of 272 scheduled regular season contests. And if you're game, you can watch every single one of them. And many of us will, because it's the NFL. And we've never seen anything like it when it comes to sports and sports television. And now, with new innovations for the season that include Sony's Hawkeye for first down measurements, boy, we got even more stuff to kick around every week. And that's the point. The NFL stays on our minds 365 days a year. And now, after 207 days without a game, let's friggin' go! And that's our show for today. I want to thank, hey now, my guy, Sports Sturm, Bob Sturm. Please listen to him on The Ticket, read him on SturmStack, and stir extra hard against the Green Bay Packers and for my Minnesota Vikings. Thanks again to the great Kelly Ortiz, my fabulous assistant. It's a beautiful day. The sun is shining and the NFL is back, baby. And so, until next week and for now, I'm Ralph Strangis, and we'll see you next time on the Ralphcast, the podcast, the TV show, right here.